my background is on environmental engineering, and I started to work on this atmosphere and the cryosphere interactions. And we had different activities over the Himalayas in the Central Asia part, and also because in Finland we have WMO observatory in Palas. So we had a continuous process of understanding these atmosphere and cryosphere interactions. So this gives an idea that we need to understand a kind of coupled system. That's what we in the CryoSCOPE we engaged with the hydrosphere, atmosphere and the cryosphere. So that was a kind of added value to our proposal, that we can work in this direction and can join hands with the end users, also accompanying with different companies, and they are part of this consortium to give us the kind of feedback in terms of co-designing perspective in our services. So leveraging from the science perspective, I do have some background in understanding in the policy making perspective. So it gives a kind of a benefit in terms of making this association pretty much concrete, science plus the end users. So take it forward from the processes understanding from different landscapes, different domains. So in CryoSCOPE, not only this cryosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere, we are linking with the biosphere and the anthroposphere also. So in the biosphere, we will deal with how this water cycles and vegetation are linking with. And also in terms of anthroposphere, we are dealing with the society in terms of the risk analysis as well as the adaptation strategies. It was an interesting journey since we started in February 2025. The team is quite young and very dynamic in the CryoSCOPE, and we had 20 institutes who are involved in this project, and it's a very great effort basically across 9 countries. So by and large, we can say that this CryoSCOPE addresses the problems which are very prone to the society and how we can leverage our science outcomes towards the society benefit. So that was kind of prime role we thought to, and we are gathered here in Iceland as part of our first annual meeting, and I'm very happy to see a good gathering over here, not only the physical but also the online attendance, and the participation was quite interactive, and we had a very good discussion and interaction with our international advisory committee as well. And I'm thankful to everyone who all in our advisory committee participated and give us a kind of very fruitful or very kind of innovative suggestions in a way to how to improvise further in our next year's journey. So I'm happy with this first year journey thus far. The CryoSCOPE has done and accomplished with very good outcomes in terms of we submitted already about 9 deliverables, and we have a thorough quality check process within the CryoSCOPE, having this internal review system, and also we submitted about same 9 milestones we achieved during the different phases of this project. So in totality, I think it could be a kind of good sense of understanding within the team that how across the different work packages in CryoSCOPE, people are leveraging their science outcomes with very state-of-the-art approaches, and how we can challenge or how we can address the challenges basically the society is facing in terms of both scientific perspective as well as the end user applications, what we are looking forward from this CryoSCOPE project. The good idea behind this CryoSCOPE was in a way to how we capture different landscapes, be it from the high and mid-latitude areas, starting from Svalbard to the Nordics, Finland, Norway, and also we are working with our institutes in the Central European part, and recently we have our widening partner from Czechia, and it's an interesting added value to the whole consortium. And apart from the European member side, we do have our activities over the high mountains in Himalayas, which is pretty important in terms of both having the compound hazards evaluation or in terms of having the water scarcity or water resources management issues. Technically, we have 4 work packages which are detailing out both the hydrosphere and interactions with the cryosphere. And this is our first work package, which is more detailing out the hydrological partitioning, which is a very prominent approach that we are following in CryoSCOPE, where we would be in a position with our water stable isotope analysis techniques. We can quantify, we can give a kind of stabilized hydrological model setup for different landscapes, and could conclude in a way that what synoptic scale climate variables could driven this melting of the glaciers and then anomalies in the snow accumulation or the snow to the water resources availability. So in work package 2, which is linking with the atmosphere and the cryosphere, our emphasis is more towards evolving with the new approaches, state-of-the-art instrumentation using modern technology. We are providing our parameterization to the reanalysis products from a remote sensing perspective, and also we are more working towards in these different landscapes how, in addition to the synoptic scale variables or the climate variables, how these lapse, basically what we call light absorbing impurities, which are get deposited or putting a darkening of the top surface level and making a kind of anomalies and disturbances to the albedo, basically the surface albedo, and that drives mostly in terms of when there is a deposition of these light absorbing particles on the surface. And if I move to the next work package, which is more detailing about the cryosphere interaction with the atmosphere, and not only the synoptic scale variables or the climate drivers putting their driven approaches in terms of retreat of glaciers, basically, or the different landscapes, but if you put more emphasis towards the Iceland, where we have envisioned that the availability of water for the hydropower is minimizing, and it has a kind of highlighted in a way towards our decadal glacier perspective also from the WMO side. And not only this, but in the Svalbard perspective or in the Norway landscape area, we are addressing the glove issues, which is a compound hazard, basically. That's what we started with, the evolving different ideas in the CryoSCOPE, that let's start with these different landscapes from the process level understanding, because applying a model which is a kind of global set of model, we need to start to understand different processes and how we can interact with the different parameterization approaches or making changes in the equations which are most suitable to the required landscape. The key message what we also learned from say 2 decadal research activity is the availability of the data, because on different landscapes still in European side we have good set of data from different agencies, from ESA side, ECMWF side, or WMO is also working pretty well in that direction. But in the region, the high mountains or the Himalayas, we are lacking a sort of detailed information about different processes. I wanted to mention that in this project we are looking forward in terms of providing, based upon our science objectives, how we can leverage to the society in terms of giving indigenous adaptation strategies. So that's the kind of message I wanted to put forward, that within the Horizon projects, definitely all other teams are working pretty much brilliant way, but how we can contribute towards this decadal glacier perspective, strengthening the infrastructure, strengthening the monitoring setup, and how we can work more towards the accessibility of this Earth observation data set that can helpful in terms of validating our existing model setup. I think make this research as a fun, basically. When you enjoy your research, I think that will give you a kind of motivation to engage with the research and to start enjoying it. So that's the message I wanted to put forward.